Okay.
So we're live. Hello, everybody. My name is Gianfranco. I'm the European Marketing Director for the Lovie Awards. And today we're doing a live hangout together with our sponsor, Google, and the guys from NS5, which is a winning agency in Amsterdam. And we have here with us the beautiful Olive van der Held and Jasper Barton.
Geld.
Held, yes. I need to practice my hard G for the Dutch accent. So before we start and we start talking about interesting things, what is it that you guys do at NS5? What is your role at NS5?
My role is I'm a creative director at NS5, and I'm responsible for especially the activation ideas that rolls out our creative teams and the digital ideas.
Great.
Yeah.
What about you, Jasper?
I'm an innovation director, and what I do is mainly I set up the more technical projects before we officially start them, so the prototype phase, stuff like that.
Great. So today we want to talk about one particular project that you guys did, which actually won 2 Lovie Awards, golden and silver one, plus the People's Lovies. And the project is called Pridestream. It happened in Amsterdam in 2015 during the Gay Pride Canal parade. So tell us a bit before we jump into the details. What was the project about? So who came to you guys, and how was this project born?
The project we did, the Pridestream project we did was for KPN, and Project Pridestream is a real as it gets live experience from the Amsterdam Gay Pride, 2015. It feels like a long time ago already. And it gave everybody the opportunity to, who were afraid to attend, because it was for LGBTs, or couldn't attend the event, to be there at the Gay Pride.
Yeah, cool. So for those that don't know, KPN is the main mobile operator in the Netherlands. And actually, the Gay Pride Canal Parade in Amsterdam is the busiest day of the year for the 4G network, right?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, together with King's Day. And therefore, because there are so many people, we needed to make sure that the connection would be keeping online like this one. So we made sure we did a test on King's Day, which is the actual busiest day in Amsterdam. Mm-hmm. And when that turned out good, we did some tweaking, and then we felt good to do one on the second busiest day, and that's the Gay Pride, the Canal Parade.
Maybe you have to tell something about the Gay Pride, because I don't know if everybody who's...
Yeah, please.
Yeah, well, the Gay Pride is, it's the Gay Pride, and the Gay Pride in Amsterdam is a boat parade. So all these extravagant LGBTs are on the canal, on the parade, on the boats. But our boat was slightly different, because we had a boat with no people on board. The only thing that was on board was a 360 camera, and everybody who attended the event could be on the boat virtually by phone or a laptop, and there was via gyroscope they could really feel that they were actually on the boat, because they could see the cheering of the people.
It's incredible. So there were so many variables. On one side, you're bringing together, the not-for-profit world with the for-profit activation for our clients. You're also bridging the gap between the digital world and the physical world. So you have thousands and thousands of people physically, there on the boats or on the canals, but also you are allowing people that were not there for various reasons, maybe because they don't live in Amsterdam, or because they cannot openly talk about them being LGBT or joining this kind of initiative. So actually you created this union of multiple worlds together. And I was checking out the numbers. So as you mentioned, the boat per se that you built for Pridestream had no one on board, but almost 70,000 people were attending virtually from more than 120 countries. So what was the the concept? How did you come up with this as a solution?
Yeah. Well, we really started from the brand promise. KPN has the brand promise to feel free, so everybody can feel free because they are, and they can stand wherever they are because they are connected with their loved ones via the innovation and technology of telco from KPN. And then we got this brief for the Amsterdam Gay Pride. And of course, we thought, okay, we can make a really nice TV spot out of this. There's more storytelling. I thought, yeah, it would be more special if we do something story doing, and that's why we came up with the Pridestream. So got born there.
So the KPN principles of feeling free, but then really showing what innovation and technology can bring, and to make people more free.
And it's interesting. So we recorded a video of the project. A few sharing a few of the technical insights and challenges. I want to focus on the impact, but before we jump onto that, tell us what was happening. A few minutes before the boat, had to go live on the canal. What was the situation?
Hearing that, right?
Yeah.
Well, from a technical point of view, we tested a lot and we did the King's Day testing. But then on the Gay Pride day, it was 30 degrees outside, and we don't have a lot of heat in Amsterdam. But then all the LED screens, they turned black because the ventilation wasn't working properly. So we removed all the duct tape and everything, but still it didn't work. And that was because they were going into safe mode to not overheat. But as soon as we started, we departed. The wind blew in, and everything popped up back on. And but it were some nerve-wracking minutes.
I can imagine. I mean, the good thing is that it was a huge success, but. I don't envy you guys being there, a few minutes before going live and everything turning dark, which is, what happens all the time, right? Luckily, everything worked great. So I wanted to focus a bit on the impact that this had. I mentioned a bit the numbers, and more than 70,000 people joining virtually the boat from more than 120 countries. But how was it building and designing for an initiative which was not about making money, or business, but about giving access, and especially safe, secure access to people from all over the world? How did you wanted to analyze the impact, and what was your impressions after this happened?
You're gonna do this one?
Let's go. Of course, but the focus was to make a campaign for the Netherlands, and but what we saw is that the message really got across, all over the world, because everybody really loved this project. So that's for sure.
Yeah, and what we wanted to do, we also wanted to reach out to all over the world, but we didn't know how to reach those people. We couldn't advertise or place banners in Iran, for example, to tell people that this was going to happen. So what we did, we tried to create impact together with the LGBT communities. And what we did was create a PR campaign in the Netherlands and collaborate with Amsterdam Gay Pride, but also provide everyone with a toolkit on the website, and with social posts, direct messages, emails, so that they could download that. And it was downloaded 2,000 times, more than 2,000 times. And what was happening is the PR event, so the teaser, it worked great, but then it went underwater. We couldn't see who was sharing what. So when we went online on the Gay Pride Day, it was really exciting for us to see that so many people were visiting our boat and our stream, because we didn't have any control over how many people saw it. So the LGBT communities really saved this project by making it work and sharing it with each other. And that's a big impact for us, that you are able to reach a lot of people by contacting and collaborating with the right organizations.
48,000 people, 126 countries in 2 hours. That's quite some numbers, isn't it?
Wow. And so here you're collaborating with, of course, a client that's KPN, and they produce a brief. You guys that thought about the experience and executed it, and also a not-for-profit, the various Pride organizations. How was that collaboration where so many multiple parties are involved, as opposed to the traditional kind of, client agency work, which maybe is a bit more straightforward? How was it working with so many different parties?
Yeah, we knew going into this, we needed some really strong parties to collaborate with. We needed a gay collaboration with the Amsterdam Gay Pride, but we also contacted Media Monks directly. They have an international network and a lot of great guys that are not afraid to do things that have never been done before. And we also got in contact with a lot of 360 full 360 streaming parties, and the collaboration worked out really nice because everyone understood that normally we have KPN or Dutch Railways as a client or a bank, but this time everyone's mainly focused on the social awareness of this project, and so all of the parties did an extra step to make this work out really well without talking about money or time, just going for it. And that's not every brief. You feel that team vibe and going all in, but this time we felt it all before we even went live.
Yeah, and I think that's one of the beautiful things of this kind of work, right? That it brings the best of all worlds. Now, let's take a step backwards. So what was the greatest challenge you had from concept to production? So you come up with this idea, and then you had to make it happen. How much time did you have to make it happen?
Actually, we kind of forced KPN to give the go-ahead because we needed to do a test on King's Day. So that's like, I think, 2.5 months before the go-live on Gay Pride, but we needed to have a realistic test. So we had, to set up the test, we had Media Monks. We gave them like a week or so to have everything set on a boat and go around the city with the whole installation or a rough setup of the installation. And when we figured out that it's possible what we were going to do, and we needed some tweaking because it was not flawless, then this project started rolling, and we had some facts also to show to KPN, but also to other involved parties. So this is going to work. And we had a Canal parade during King's Day. Well, there was nothing to see there, a lot of orange, but that helped us to bring the project forward.
Yeah, because it's also like a really busy day in Amsterdam. Yeah. So
just for those that are not aware of, which are the services you do, what Media Monks does. So Media Monks is an international agency, but they're based in Amsterdam. They have very, very strong tech background and tech implementation. So what were you guys doing? What were they doing? So how did this collaboration work?
Well, they make sure the tech all works. So we go to them and we present them our project and what we want to do. We deliver all the designs, the prototype UX, and then we go into it together to make it even stronger. And what they deliver is a stable stream. And we also sit together to say, okay, what other parties do we need to make this work? But they provide the tech and also build the website, and we make sure the whole user journey is what we expect it to be, what works best. So we define the phases, so the teasing phase, then the real live event, and afterwards, if you go to the website right now, you can still see the whole Canal parade and see what was going on that day.
Was there any moments, especially from the creative point of view, that you guys were checking out, the idea and stuff, and someone said, okay, this is crazy. This is never going to work. Let's do something different. You had that moment in time where you said, let's probably do something else?
No, not really. But we were really scary that the stream would fall out, especially because it was on the canals. And if you know Amsterdam, you got the canals and a lot of bridges there.
Yeah.
And we were really scared that if the boat went underneath a bridge, that the line would fall out. So we had in some points, in the specific
places.
Specific places, where it got really crowded. We had more 4G
SIM. We needed more SIM cards.
Yeah, exactly.
But from a creative point of view, there were never a doubt to not do this. It was only the technical part that could hold us back. But from a creative point of view, KPN, Amsterdam Gay Pride, Media Monks, we were all going for it. And there was no doubt along the way.
Cool. So, as I said, in the beginning, you won 2 Lovie Awards for this. One was under online video live experiences, but the second one was for public service plus activism. And one of the key things in activism is security and privacy and safety, right? Because in this case, there's people connecting from all over the world. And some of them might live in countries where being openly gay is not acceptable or is not good, or it's seen, with restrictions. So this was a big deal, right? Make sure that everyone could connect and follow, but also in a secure way. How did you approach this? What was the way to make this happen so that everyone could, safely and securely be part of the bus?
Yeah. Well, security was the biggest. And the first question KPN asked us, the first thing they said was, can we do this? Is it secure enough? We don't want to have or get into any trouble if something happens in a country that has a different opinion on the freedom of LGBTs. And we understand. So what we did is we made it as safe as possible. We cannot guarantee anything. But what we did is we created a secure website, encrypted and everything. And then in our toolkit, we also give them advice to use specific browsers or to use a separate URL. We also created a URL consisting only of numbers. And if you went to the URL, the website didn't have any titles, so it didn't pop up like a normal website in your browser history. But it was the best we could do. So we took some precautions, but we presented the list to safely go to the website, but we don't know it for sure, of course.
Right. Well, I mean, nothing is 100% secure in the world, especially today. But it was, I think, very important to focus on that because, yes, it's this could be beyond the pure experience, but could create a lot of issues for people that really passionately wanted to join. Now, what was the biggest surprise you learned from this initiative? So it doesn't matter if it was from the creative or technical. What did surprise you, and you would like to take onto, let's say, other projects you do in the future?
The biggest surprise was the people who got on the boat, because we didn't know what to expect, to be honest.
Yeah.
And we had a certain feeling about it, but 48 people from 126 countries, it was massive for us. It was like a really surprise. And what we also saw on is that all the LGBT communities were like really, really organized, that we are in contact with each other underground, because otherwise we couldn't have all these people on board.
And also, what was nice for us to hear is KPN got a lot of LGBTs applied for top-level jobs at KPN after this project. So that's something we did never expect. But as KPN decided to do the social awareness campaign, it has multiple goals and it reaches multiple people in different ways, but it makes people think again about a brand. So it took social awareness in the Netherlands also to another level, I think.
Right, and in a way, it's a fantastic opportunity for a brand to show what their values are by doing something instead of just talking about something or just writing about it on the website. I think that also was very powerful. Now we often, sorry.
Yeah, so this project like really pure. It's got a real message.
Yeah. Yeah, and I think that's one of the, at least from a personal point of view, for me, one of the most valuable things, because we often see technology as just a tool to solve problems, but it can also be something to creative leverage of the world and change it and improve it. Now, the Lovie Awards celebrate excellence in the European internet, and what we try to do is to feature the excellent projects that people like you do. And so what do you think that being part of the European industry is different to being part of the global internet industry per se? Do you think we have any advantages or differences or things that makes us special? I'm not talking about better or worse. I'm talking about different or special.
Well, what I experience in the Netherlands is because we have different budgets than from USA, for example. We have to think more creatively, also from a technical point of view, to make things happen. But a real difference, I don't know. No?
But already it's interesting that you mentioned that the constraints are a great way to work harder as creativity, because the Netherlands is technically a small country, 10 million people or something about that, but it's considered one of the most innovative countries in the world. Amsterdam is seen as a global creative hub, so I think in this case size does not matter, but it's often very important to have the right stimulus, the right constraints to make it through. I'm always amazed. I used to live in Amsterdam, and I always reminded myself that this is a country that it's below sea level, and still it's there, it's thriving. If the ice from the polar caps melts, I know that Amsterdam and the Netherlands is probably the only country that's going to survive, because you guys know how to take a natural situation and make it your strength. Well, but you're in a better position, with all your experience in hydraulics and stuff, to survive. Now, do you think that because you are Dutch and you're a Dutch agency, that there's something different that you can manifest in your work? Do you think that your work would stand out for being, oh yeah, these guys are from the Netherlands? You could tell because they are doing this kind of thing or that kind of thing.
Well, I don't think, at least we don't think in problems. We don't see a lot of problems. We're quite optimistic. And we have a mindset, and all of our partners, we have a lot of technical partners here in the Netherlands, for example, have the same mindset of creating something from scratch. There are a lot of startups in Amsterdam, and you need to be optimistic and have the right mindset to make work. So maybe it is Dutch to just go for it and see where it all ends.
Right.
It takes us to interesting places and interesting projects, and not everything turns out as well as we hope. But in the case of Pridestream, it did.
So if someone was to check the project and stuff, the website is pridestream.org, right?
It's still online.
Yeah. So there's more details. Also, if you go to the Lovie Awards website, there's more details there. Now, I wanted to focus a bit more on your agency work. So do you see that you're attracting, or that you're required to attract different skills and different kind of talent to kind of tackle the modern internet and the kind of things you're working on today? Has the, even how you see the team inside the agency, has this changed or evolved in the last couple of years?
If you look at the people that are now sitting here, that's a whole different, it has changed a lot in the last 4 years. I think UX, motion has become more important because we do a lot more prototyping and testing in earlier phases. We need different kind of people to make stuff work, and we have all kinds of great people that also do our TV work and radio and stuff. But it's a combination of the two, and combining those people in projects makes for really exciting stuff up until now.
And from the creative point of view, do you see an evolution or a trend that's happening more and more in the world around you, in the kind of work you're asked to do?
Yeah, what we see is that you really have to do it together. It's, agencies in the early days, you had a copywriter and an art director. And they were in their room and they create their stuff. And at the moment, you got loads of other specialists to make projects like Pridestream, for instance, and other great projects that you have on your award show. There are so many people who need to do their utmost best, to get this beautiful projects alive and kicking in the social world and the digital world. So.
And you both have a lot of experience in the industry. Now, if you imagine you had to give advice to yourselves when you were starting, imagine you were starting this industry now, what would be your advice to your younger selves? Don't do it, go for something else.
For me, is trying to keep that optimistic view, because it's quite difficult to expect every project to be a success or be the way you have it in your head. So what I would say is keep being optimistic and keep trying, and also take clients by the hand and make sure that you try and have trial and error phases and just go for aim high. And
aim high.
Aim high, but also be realistic about what's going to work out great and what you have to stop doing.
Yeah, and it's an easy.
Have a plan B just in case.
And that's an easy thing to say, but you have to keep falling, isn't it? You have to make mistakes to make the step forward.
Yeah.
So if you were talking to your younger self, you would tell them to be, ready to, hit the ground from time to time. Is that it?
Yeah. Stay out of your comfort zone.
Yeah, that's, I think, very important. Now, if there were one new skill that you would like to develop for yourselves now in your present selves, there's one thing that you would like to learn or improve, but especially something that you didn't expect when you started in this industry, what would that be?
New skill. Yeah, for me it's easy. I'd like to be better at coding, but it's not really realistic for me anymore. But to be able to code more would be nice.
Well, we're living longer than ever, so you might have at least 40 years more of career. I think it's a decent time, to pick it up.
Yeah, true. Maybe I will, but to be realistic, my schedule is quite full at the moment, and I think there will be people a lot better at it than I. My basic skills of coding will do for now, so that I understand developers. But it would be nice to wake up one day and just be able to code a lot better than right now.
What about you, Olaf?
In a way, developers. So,
sorry?
The developers are the new art directors in a way in the digital world. So coding.
Right. And with that, I thank you very much for your time. I know you're very busy. Well, actually, like everybody else these days, it's a lot of amazing work to go out there and do. So I wanted to thank you for joining us. We'll be posting this video with a lot of links to the things we mentioned, to Pridestream, to the amazing work you guys did. So thank you very much for your time.
Thank you for your invite.
Hopefully we'll have you on board at the next edition of the Lovie Awards. Thanks, guys.
Thank you.
Thanks.
Bye.
Bye.
Bye.